on this interview on this great looking day in the state of Alabama, going to be interviewing one of my all-time heroes, my mentor in morning television, the icon of all, Country Boy Eddie, live on the phone this morning. How are you, sir?
Fine. How you doing, Jamie?
Man, anytime I can talk to a living legend like you, that means there's two living legends now, you and me.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You're better than I am. You're the legend of the Tennessee Valley.
Yeah, well, that's just because I'm still on and you quit.
Well, I just got so old I couldn't get up.
Yeah, well, that's you've been off.
I get up at 2:30 every morning for about 38 years.
You know, I'm still doing that.
Do you get up that early?
I get up at about 2:15 to 2:25 every morning, but I'm going to bed between 6 and 7 every night.
Yeah, I used to go to bed at 6 o'clock. You know, as I'd get older, I'd go a little bit early, sometimes at 5:30.
You know, I rarely cancel a show, but when it's real cold, you know, it's hard to get guests up here.
I know it.
Now, hey.
Yeah, we used to have some guys, I call them the fair weather guys. They'd come on Sunday days, but bad days, they wouldn't show up.
Yeah. You were on
the fair weather boys.
Eddie, we all grew up watching you. Back in those days, all we had was antenna television anyway. And, you know, you guys were out of Birmingham, 37 years, Channel 6 down there. You've been off.
Yeah,
you've been
I used to get mail out of Pulaski, Tennessee, and all up in there, Huntsville, and Decatur, and Athens, and Florence, and all back up in there.
Eddie, when you started back in late 40s and early 50s, what did you know about television?
I didn't know anything. You know, to me, you know, we see the test pattern, and we thought that was great.
Yeah, they used to put that test pattern on every night.
Right. We get up in the morning, tune in the test pattern. I was in radio, and when this television came out, I wanted to be on TV. So I got a big-hearted Eddie used cars to sponsor me on Saturday night on Channel 13 after the wrestling. We come on about midnight, sometimes 12:15, and we sold a lot of cars over there. We had 4 guitar players, 1 fiddle.
Now, as far as you know, Eddie, was anybody else in America doing that at the time?
Not as I know of. I heard it. Somebody in Virginia was they were running a show. They said they'd been on 11 years. I said, golly, I've already been on 27 years.
Hey, you know, when I started morning TV at 6 a.m., they thought nobody would watch them because it was too early. Way too early.
That's what they used to tell me at 6 o'clock. But I knew it was good because, you know, I'd raised on the farm. We'd get up about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
We'd listen to radio, and I said, well, if people listen to radio, they'd love TV. They could hear it and see it, too.
Well, you know, you got such a natural good look about you, so you were a sex symbol on that early in the morning.
Me and my mule, I think my mule was the sex symbol.
Now, can you still do the donkey call?
Not like I used to. I used to poke my lips up, but when I had my teeth, dental work done, messing my whistle up, I'd go,
Now, I've been to your house there in Blount County, your farm. You still live on the same 200 acres you grew up on.
Still the same.
Well, you never wanted to move?
No, you know, I was actually, my dad moved here when I was 8 years old. And I lived till I was 21. I went in the Army and went to Korea. And then I came back, got married, and lived in Birmingham 15 years. And then I moved back up here, built me a house back. I bought the farm from my dad, and I moved back up here, I think in 74.
And you drove into Birmingham every day?
Yeah, I drive in every morning.
Now, I also read about you, I can't do it your way, that you never prepared anything before you did a show.
No. Well, the only thing I prepared was my guitar and fiddle. I'd make sure it was in tune, the guitar was in tune, the fiddle was in tune. And if I had all my band there, I said, let's go, boys. And they did write up, you know, a list of my sponsors, you know.
Right. Yeah, you had to take a break every now and then.
No, No, we never take a break. We'd go on 2 hours and stay on 2 hours.
So you never took a commercial break?
No.
You did?
Yeah, oh yeah, we'd do commercials. We'd do, I used to do 15,000 a year.
You do them live?
Yeah, I do 60 a day.
We'll go ahead and do another break while Bill's getting over here. And if you got athlete's footage, ringworm, psoriasis, tether, or mean old jock itch, folks, get rid of it with Blue Star Ointment. It'll do the job.
60 a day. But did you ever pause for 2 or 3 minutes to run 30-second spots?
Well, we'd have 30 seconds in the minutes, and
Right.
I'd have my guitar. If I choked up a little bit, I'd hit a chord on the guitar.
Now, when I came back, I did my first story with you almost 30 years. You were 55 years old, so you just turned 84 in December. So that would be 29 years.
1384.
29 years ago, I did a Country Rover story on you in Aniana, Alabama.
What song do you like best, the mule song or I Love You, Lord, or?
Gordon Edward Burns is somewhat of a legend in these parts, but you may know him better as Country Boy Eddie.
Good morning, and welcome to the Country Boy Eddie Show. Now, here he is, Country Boy Eddie.
All right, cowboy time, neighbors. Wake up, wake up. We got a little rain here in
For
Birmingham.
30 years, Country Boy Eddie has been the king of early morning television on Channel 6 in Birmingham. Today, he still is. Saturday in Aniana, Country Boy Eddie made yet another promotional grand opening appearance. There's nothing new for the 55-year-old Blount County country boy. He's done more than 6,000, and each time, folks come from just about everywhere to get a good look at him.
Watch him every morning.
Think he's good?
Well, he'll do.
Oh, no, I love that name, Country Boy. I really am a country boy, and as long as I'm a country boy, I can be myself. I don't have to pretend to be anything else.
Hog Mountain. Hog Mountain. You ever watch him on TV?
I watch him every morning.
Why do you watch him every morning?
Well, I'm up and that's all there's to hold about it. Figured any good.
Country Boy Eddie could have and probably still could go on to bigger and better things. But like he says, he's got too good a thing to leave. And I don't blame him. In Aniana, I'm your Country Rover, Jamie Cooper.
Yeah, we was playing the Goodyear store up there.
A motorcycle thing, I believe.
Yeah, and then we was playing for Wayne Smith.
Right,
He had
Wayne
a
Smith, right.
motorcycle deal.
And
you
people-
came one time when I was playing for Goodyear.
Right, and then I met you, I want to say at a Hardee's or whatever it was, there in Warrior one day, and I was wanting to do morning TV. It's kind of late
Yeah,
80s.
Jack's TV. Jack's.
Jack. And I asked you, did you have a business card? You remember what you told me?
Yeah, well, I said, well, if they don't know me now, I said, no, I ain't got no business card. I said, if they don't know me now, they won't ever know me.
That's exactly what you told me. I've got all the notebooks I ever did on Country Rover. Still got the notes I got from you. Let's back up a little bit about television.
Okay.
There ain't nobody doing anything like that anymore except maybe for us up here in Athens, Alabama.
The only one I know of is some boy used to play with me. He's got a Saturday morning show on WSFA in Montgomery.
Right?
I think I'm on at 5 o'clock, and he said, I'm going to do it just like you did it.
Well,
So I don't know if he's still on or not.
well, we don't have we have musicians about once a week, but you know, we're one of the very few outlets you can do any of that anymore.
Yeah, we'd have a live band, and we'd have so many guests come up, you know, we couldn't get them all on.
Here she comes. Look at her roll. Hit that curve. Whistling low like a hound. Wagging his tail. Oh, she's laid, Bob all day. Making a sound. Tracks her square. Look at her whine. She's square. Look at his tail. Oh, she's laid, Bob all day.
I also read, we'll talk about some of your guests right now, said that you had Marilyn Monroe do your show in Birmingham once.
Yeah, I had Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield, Chet Atkins, Gene Autry, and Patsy Montana, the Lord of Mercy, Charlie Louvin, a whole bunch of people came by. Then we'd have a lot of rock stars come by.
Like who?
And one guy, I told him I could do a country rock, and I went down the wild. Was sitting on a log, finger on the trigger, light on the hog. He said, so we did all that.
What was the key, Eddie, to your success for 37 years on Morning Two? Something nobody ever thought would work.
Lord, I just give it all credit to the good Lord, and I just did what I thought was best. I didn't know whether it would work or not. It did work, and we had a lot of fun with it. It got so big, I had a 72% share of the audience.
That's huge.
It is, now then, of course I didn't have the competition then that they've got now. We were on Channel 6, and I think 13 was on WSM in Nashville. Stations like that. But we'd have 72% share of the audience on Nielsen, ARB, and so we just had a good time.
Now, you would call on the clients and know you had your friend go and sell them actually, and then you got a percentage of that. So you did pretty good for yourself to be an old country boy.
Yeah, I'd go out and make the calls and get them sold, and I'd get Keith Williams. He was one of the station salesmen.
Right.
He'd handle all copy and pictures and all kinds of stuff.
He'd handle all...
I told him, I said, I don't know about no cameras. We didn't have none in the country. I said, y'all have to handle that.
And you would just do it, we were also with you, Gloria and I were, when you got inducted into the Hall of Fame over in your set is in Tuscumbia, Alabama Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was in 95.
In 95.
1995. Dollar Bill Lawson, he's a DJ on the Bull radio station in Birmingham.
Right.
He made me a big picture and a portfolio of being in the Alabama Hall of Fame. That's my old set. When I retired, David Johnson wanted to get my set, so they got my old set and put it in there.
Yeah, we were there.
I got a star in the Hall of Fame that was sponsored by the Alabama Record Collectors.
Yeah, that's the day we were over there, and I've got that interview. Got a picture of me and you, me wearing your cowboy hat, hanging in my house now.
And I remember I sang House of Gold.
Now, you sang a lot of gospel music, too.
Yeah, we'd always include a gospel song every day on our show, sometimes two. And stuff like the House of Gold, I'll Fly Away, songs like that,
Right. Now,
we had a lot of older people and a lot of religious people that watched it. We always tried to keep it real clean.
All right, take it away, Lee.
Everything gonna be all right.
They gently walk across a lonely floor, and a voice is soft saying, darling, this will be goodbye forevermore. There goes my reason for living. There goes the one of my dreams. There goes my only possession. There
Now, you had basically everybody on. Is there anything, you've been off TV now, what, 20 years, a little over 20 years?
Yeah, I retired in 95.
In 95, so it's 20 years exactly.
Yeah.
What do you miss about doing live morning television?
I don't miss anything now. I sleep till about 8 or 9 o'clock. I used to get up at 2:30. Right, it's going to take me another 10 years to catch up on my sleep. I get up now about 8:30 or 9.
What advice?
I mess around. I play my guitar at home, my fiddle. I work a little bit on the farm. Still raise cattle.
Now, you've been into a little everything. Is it true you used to have a water park?
Yeah, I used to have one. We call it Waterfalls USA. It's in Blunt Springs, Alabama. And we had a waterfall. The railroad company years ago had built a big dam.
Right.
Dammed the creek up. And I used to have boat rides and country music shows. They had people like Bill Monroe and Jack Green. Oh, a whole bunch of folks come down there.
So you were way ahead of Dolly Parton doing her deal.
Yeah, Dolly started out on my show in Nashville.
Yeah, you used to drive to Nashville and do tape shows for all week long, didn't you?
Yeah, I drive up there on tape all day on Tuesday, tape 5 one-hour shows. Walter Haynes is my steel guitar player. He was a booking agent. He introduced me to Dolly, and she was just getting started. She used to come down and sing some on the show.
Now, you used to do live appearances for your clients. You'd go, like the day I met you 30 years ago, 29 years ago, and you all would put on a show and people would dance literally in the parking lot.
Yeah, I played, I forget how many, but anyway, 3 or 4 a week. I played mobile home parks, mobile home businesses and shopping centers and all kinds of deals. Now, I remember the biggest crowd I think I ever had was in Sylacauga, Alabama. I played down there for a department store. I had Grant Bo Jones. They estimated the crowd to be over 10,000.
Really? Now,
I mean, we really had a crowd. And I was selling pictures then. I had a guy selling pictures for me. He sold over 4,000 pictures.
See, you were always a master. Now, one of the stroke of geniuses, and I think I've got it, the Country Boy Eddie cookbook.
Yeah, we put out one of them. Nick Bolden, he was a station manager at Channel 6.
Right.
He put out that cookbook on me.
Now,
we sold them on television. We sold it over 11,000.
Now, if I understand that correctly, the way that worked is your viewers would send in recipes, you would put it in a book, and then sell the book back to them.
Yeah, they'd send us in their homemade recipes, and we sold a book for I think it left $11. People would buy them and send them to their friends in Germany and Alaska and all over the country. I even sent some of the senators of Alabama a cookbook.
I think I've got one. I'll have to go through my collection and find it, but.
You got one, I'll get you one.
Ah, well, so you still got some extra ones, huh?
Yeah, I kept 1 or 2.
Yeah. Now, you also, you got involved in Talladega at one time, didn't you?
Got one. Talladega Speedway?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a guy one time selling shares of stock when it first started for $1 a share. And Bill Haywood over at Washy Car Wash in Birmingham, he said, "Country Boy, I got something you need to buy." I said, "What's that, Bill?" He said, "Some stock in the Alabama International Speedway." And I said, "I don't need no stock." He said, "I can sell it to you for $1 a share." So I bought 1,000 shares, and I kept it about 30 years, never did look for it. Then they split 15 to 1.
So you made it.
I think the share is now worth about $50 or $60 a share.
Yeah. Well, you always making money on everything you do. You made a lot of appearances. You were known as the articles that I've read, of what I grew up watching, everything. You were a legend. You were the best known local television personality in Alabama ever. And I put myself in at number 2.
They used to say George Wallace, Paul Bryant, and Country Boy Eddie.
Well, hey, that's a good group to be with.
Boy, it was something back then.
Highs in the mid-60s to mid 100% 70s. Marcy, get your piano there, buddy. Marcy really playing that baby grand last. Now, was that a baby grand or a medium grand? A preteen grand? Studio grand. All right, Gerald, Steve, come on in here, buddy. Play that Mandolin for all the good neighbors all across the greatest country in the world, the USA. All right. Coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited for the knock on my door. I waited, but you must have lost your way. Now I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. That's the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Heartache number 3 was when you called me and said that you were coming back this way. With hopeful heart I waited for the knock on my door. I waited, but you must have lost your way. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. That's the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Yes, the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
Did anybody ever
I was on Channel 6 38 years.
Did anybody ever try to get you to run for governor or anything like that?
Yeah, I've had some people, but I didn't know nothing about that. I was afraid I'd mess up the people.
How do
I
you?
didn't want to be no governor. I just wanted to be. I wanted to play music and play shows and meet people.
Well, you are one of the greatest people persons I've ever met. Now, Benny Carl passed away this past year. We had the pleasure of spending some time with Benny a couple of years ago. Did a great interview with him. He hired you, he says.
Well, actually, he was Channel 6 when I came. He was doing Circle 6 Ranch.
Right.
And Benny and Keith Williams, Dick Stevens, they were the head up there at Channel 6. They actually had Tom York. Actually, how I got on Channel 6, I was playing for Tom York's morning show.
Right.
And I got to liking television. Every time I see a guy with a suit of clothes on, I asked him for a job. And finally I hit the right one, Dick Stevens. He was local sales manager. They gave me a 4-week trial. I said, for 4 weeks, see if I could sell it. And I stayed on 38 years.
Now, what's the story goes when all the big suits came in from up north and they met you? What'd you tell them?
Well, the chairman of the board and a bunch of big wheels were coming in. Tom York came over on my set. He said, Eddie, we got some people coming in, you know, and he called their names. Somebody's in the speedway, and I said, boy, you got some tall hogs coming in. I said, some tall hogs at straw. They loved that. Chairman of the board, he liked it so well. They made a big picture, a drawing of him, and I signed the tallest hog at straw.
How did you always take the name Country Boy Eddie? Did that just make you sound like a hayseed, or did you always think that was a badge of honor?
I thought it was honor to be called Country Boy Eddie. Actually, the way I got that name, Happy Hal Burns, was on the radio, and I went down and auditioned for him. I had on my overalls, white shirt, my shoes shined, and I told him my name was Eddie Burns and I wanted to audition for him. So I played the fiddle for him and he hired me, and he gave me that name, Country Boy Eddie, because I was dressed up in those overalls.
I just couldn't help it to save my soul. Had to vote Republican when I went to the polls to help Alabama before it was too late. Get a two-party system and to have a great state. Congratulations, Mr. Guy Hunt. We're back in the saddle again. Your grim determination put us in front and gave us a landslide win. I said, your grim determination put us in front and gave us a landslide win. Yeah, quite hard to say, I'll have Hal. That is a good one.
I interviewed Happy Hal Burns with that car he had with the horns on the front and all that back in the late 70s. I want to say over near Anniston, Alabama somewhere.
Yeah, he got that car from Webb Pierce. Happy started Webb out in Shreveport, Louisiana, and when Webb got to be a big star, later on he had two of those cars. He gave Happy Hal one of them.
Do you watch much television these days, Eddie?
Well, I watch good bit. I bought me one of them, what do you call it, high definition television.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's got a big picture. It's kind of like seeing the movie A Warrior.
Right.
Back when I was a kid, I watched National Geographic. I watched History Channel. Then I watched MeTV a lot. Then I watch the news a lot. I watch Bill O'Reilly, a bunch of folks like that.
What's wrong with the world today, Eddie?
Well, the people are too you know, it's not like the world I grew up in. Everybody seems to be honest. You don't have to worry about your people stealing. And I think the world just got away from the good Lord, the teachers of the Bible. And I believe if they'd come back to it, we'd have a better place to live.
If somebody like me wanted to be successful today doing morning television, how would I do it?
You're talking about in entertainment?
Right. I'm talking about just to make it doing a morning television show today independently from all the other stuff you see.
I believe if you had a good band and just get on there and be yourself, instead of worrying about all that big production, and just play and sing and talk to the folks and be honest with, sincere with the folks,
right?
I believe you'd go over big.
Well, good.
All morning over there, she's going to sing us a song. Miss Jackie Sprinkle from Mobile. Good morning.
Good morning.
I understand you're going to be our special guest tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes, sir, I hope.
Well, I'm sure you'll make that. You're a pretty young lady, and you've been involved in a lot of things in your young career, haven't you? Been involved in modeling?
Yes, sir.
And singing and dancing and all those things?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's great. Well, you just do a fine job, and we're delighted to have you with us today. I understand you have a special dedication today to someone. Is that right?
I sure do.
Who is that?
Mr. Country Boy Eddie Burns.
Oh, you're going to sing a song for Eddie? What you going to sing?
You Made Me Love You.
Oh, isn't he lucky today? Okay, folks, especially for Country Boy, here's Jackie Sprinkle to sing You Made Me Love You. Listen. Oh, Lord. Okay, Jackie.
Like a hammer when I stutter and I You made me love you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me want you. And all the time you knew it. I guess you always knew it. You made me happy sometimes. You made me glad. But there were times, dear, you made me feel so sad. You made me sigh for. I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you. I want some love that's true. Yes, I do. Indeed, I do. You know I do.
Well, let me ask you this. Eddie, you're 84 years old. You're my hero, my mentor, got me started in morning television. Thanks for all the advice. You know, you did one of my first shows when I started buying time in Huntsville. You were there along with Jogging in the Jug. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember Jogging in the Jug by Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jogging in the Jug. Man, Happy Al used to sing it. Jogging in the Jug, Jogging in the Jug, everybody.
You know, they used to pay me and you to drink it on TV because that was in like 93 or 4. You quit, I think, about that same time.
Yeah, I remember the first time we started Jogging in the Jug. Piggly Wiggly, my brother was the buyer at Piggly Wiggly.
Right.
And they bought, I don't know, several thousand cases, and I mean, they sold out the first week.
All up here close. Woo! Up, up, up. Woo!
Danny McWilliams of Cherokee is in hog heaven, or at least it seems that way when he's with his cattle on his family's 1,600-acre farm in Allsboro.
But I'd a whole lot rather do this as anything. I love it.
McWilliams is CEO of Jogging in a Jug, a juice vinegar drink his dad founded 5 years ago and marketed across the country. Thousands of cases have been sold each month, along with hundreds of articles written, including Forbes magazine. And now that a year-long controversy with federal agencies has been resolved, Jogging in a Jug, complete with a disclaimer on its new ads, is full speed again.
Danny McWilliams with Jogging in the Jug. For generations, our family has believed in honesty.
What's the feeling like when you come out here, though, on this piece of property now, after knowing what y'all been through with Jogging in a Jug?
Well, I'd just like to thank all the people in North Alabama for having faith in us. We've been blessed. We feel like that there wouldn't be a Jogging in a Jug if it wasn't for people right here in North Alabama that stayed with us. Mississippi, Tennessee, we're right up here in the corner. If you look over the hill there, you're just almost in Mississippi now. And we just want to say thank you, Jamie. Just thank you.
Kind of loud out here, too.
Oh, well, this is music to my ears. It may not be to other people, but I've been all over the United States now, and there's, there's no place like home.
You still drink it?
That was good stuff, Jogging in a Jug.
You still drink it?
I don't have it now. You can't get it around here.
Well, they still
But
got
if
it.
I had it, I would.
So what's one of your favorite songs of all time, Eddie? How's it go?
Oh, Lord, there's so many of them. It's really hard to say favorite. I love gospel music. I love country music. I love the old traditional country music. I don't care too much about this new time.
Well, what was your favorite gospel song?
Well, I love that. I Love You, Lord.
Right.
That was a good one. It was written by Melvin Montgomery and somebody over in Florence. That Amazing Grace, I love that. I love Supper Time. There's a whole bunch bunch of them.
Now, do you still sing any of those at church? I know you're a member of the Baptist church down that way.
Yeah, I do that supper time. I love you, Lord, and I used to play a lot for the Gardendale Baptist Church when they'd have their wild game supper.
Right.
And I'd always do one of those songs.
A couple more questions, Eddie, and I'll let you go. I know you got things to do. Your wife's got to get her hair fixed Friday, and you got to get ready for that and everything. How do you want people to remember my buddy, Country Boy Eddie?
Just a good old country boy. You know, and I love folks, and I don't want nobody to think I was no big wheel or no star. Just a good old boy that loved to play and sing.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. What ain't a thing there if you're not here with me? I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain. And when those blue heartaches start hurting, you'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue Christmas. All right, Irene, get out of that. I mean, don't get out of the bed, but hurry up and get well now. That's my oldest sister, Roddy. How about him, Mr. Payne? And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue heartaches start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue Christmas. Yes, I'll have a blue Christmas.
Well, Eddie, as we end this, reckon you can hum a little bit of Amazing Grace, and we'll go out with that this morning. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your friendship, and I thank you for what you did for the great folks of Alabama.
Well, I appreciate all the people of Alabama, and I appreciate you, Jamie. You were one of my biggest friends, and I really appreciate what you did up in the Huntsville Tri-City area. You're just a good fellow. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Well,
And I hope you'll be more successful than ever.
well, I hope so, but if you could sing something to end this with, just 30 seconds or a minute, we'd certainly appreciate it.
Let me get my guitar.
Oh, you got it with you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let me see. I think see if y'all pick me up, Jamie.
All right. We'll get you.
But now I'm found. sing it, but I hope it's all right.
Oh, we got it. You got. I wish we'd come see, but you told me you don't want me to put you on camera because you're a little bit too wobbly.
Right. Yeah, I don't walk as good as I used to.
Well, Eddie, I'm going to hang up on this. Give me that one more. Let me hear from that favorite. I had 2 donkeys growing up, me and my brothers, as pets. Had them for 30-something years. That's why I guess me and you are just like jackasses. Let me hear it.
Boy.
Eddie, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, David. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Has come over. How about that, Jackie? Would you like to hear Bluegrass Bill sing a bluegrass song? All right, let's get it fast, Bill. I mean, get some life and go here. All right, Blue Moon of Kentucky.
Keep on shining.